A warning 3 free AI tools secretly selling your customer data exposed. Hook 0.045. That popular invoice generator you love? The one you've been using for the past 6 months to send professional invoices to your clients? It's sharing their names, email addresses, and payment details with data brokers overseas right now as you're watching this video. And here's what makes me genuinely angry about this situation. The company knows exactly what they're doing. It's buried on page 47 of their terms of service, and they're counting on the fact that you'll never read it. I spent the last 3 weeks investigating the most popular free AI tools that small business owners use every single day. What I discovered made me physically uncomfortable, and by the end of this video, you're going to look at that helpful little chatbot in the corner of your screen very differently. Some of you watching right now are going to realize you've already exposed hundreds of your customers without knowing it. Intro 045 to 2 Hunquag. Here's the uncomfortable truth about free AI tools that nobody wants to talk about. When a company offers you powerful artificial intelligence capabilities without charging you a single dollar, you need to ask yourself one critical question: how are they making money? Because servers cost money, engineers cost money, training AI models costs an absolutely obscene amount of money. So if you're not paying with your wallet, you're paying with something else, and in most cases, that something else is data, your customers' data, your business's most sensitive information. Now, I want to be clear about something before we dive in. Not every free AI tool is malicious. There are legitimate freemium models, there are companies genuinely trying to help small businesses, and there are tools that deserve your trust. But there are also predatory companies specifically targeting small business owners because they know we're overwhelmed, we're looking for shortcuts, and we often don't have dedicated IT departments to vet every piece of software we use. Today, I'm exposing 3 categories of free AI tools that are actively betraying your trust. And more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to protect yourself and your customers going forward. 1. Free AI invoice and document generators, 2.0 to 330. The first category that should terrify every small business owner is free AI-powered invoice and document generators. These tools are everywhere right now. They promise to create professional invoices, contracts, proposals, and business documents in seconds using AI. You just enter your client's information, your payment details, and the specifics of the transaction, and boom, beautiful document ready to send. Sounds amazing, right? Here's the problem. Every single piece of information you enter becomes part of their data set. Let me tell you about Sarah, a freelance graphic designer I interviewed for this video. She'd been using a popular free invoice generator for 8 months. During that time, she entered the names, email addresses, business addresses, and payment amounts for over 200 clients. Last month, 3 of her biggest clients contacted her asking why they were receiving targeted advertisements from companies they'd never heard of, companies that seemed to know exactly what services they'd purchased from Sarah. When she finally read the terms of service for her invoice tool, she found a clause stating that all user-submitted data could be shared with, quote, third-party marketing partners, unquote. The really insidious part is how these companies disguise what they're doing. They'll use language like improving our services, or enhancing user experience, or working with trusted partners. But when you dig into what that actually means, it means selling your customer data to whoever will pay for it. Some of these data packages end up with legitimate marketing companies. Others end up with overseas data brokers who have zero accountability and zero interest in protecting anyone's privacy. 2. Free AI, customer service chatbots, 330 to 500 quag. The second category is even more dangerous because of the type of information it captures. Free AI customer service chatbots. These tools promise to handle customer inquiries 24/7 without you lifting a finger. They learn from conversations, they get smarter over time, and they save you countless hours of repetitive customer service work. But think about what customers actually tell chatbots. They share their problems, their complaints, their personal situations. They share why they need refunds, what they're struggling with, what they can and can't afford. I analyzed the privacy policies of 15 popular free AI chatbot solutions marketed to small businesses. 11 of them, that's nearly 75%, contained language allowing them to use conversation data for purposes beyond just operating your chatbot. 5 of them explicitly stated they could share anonymized conversation data with third parties, but here's what most people don't realize about anonymized data. Multiple studies have shown that so-called anonymized datasets can often be re-identified, especially when you combine information from multiple sources. Imagine this scenario. A customer tells your chatbot they're a single mother, struggling to make rent this month but really need your product for their small business. That conversation gets logged, tagged, and eventually sold as part of a demographic dataset. Now that person starts seeing predatory loan advertisements, get-rich-quick schemes, and high-interest credit card offers flooding their social media feeds. Your free chatbot didn't just fail to protect your customer, it actively painted a target on their back for financial predators, and you made it possible without ever knowing. 3. Free AI. Social media and marketing tools. 630. The third category hits close to home for anyone trying to grow their business online. Free AI social media and marketing tools. These include AI caption writers, hashtag generators, content schedulers, and audience analytics tools. They're incredibly helpful, I'll admit that. They save real time, and they often produce genuinely useful results. But the price you're paying is access to your entire social media presence and, more critically, your audience data. When you connect these tools to your social media accounts, you're typically granting them permission to see your followers, your engagement patterns, your direct messages in some cases, and detailed analytics about who interacts with your content. The free tool then uses this information to build detailed profiles not just of you, but of your customers and audience members. A small bakery owner I spoke with connected a free AI marketing tool to her Instagram account. Within 3 weeks, several of her regular customers reported being approached by a competing bakery chain with targeted ads featuring suspiciously similar products to what she sold. What makes this category particularly troublesome is that the data collection often happens invisibly in the background. You grant permissions once during setup, and then you forget about it. Meanwhile, the tool is continuously harvesting information about every person who likes your posts, comments on your content, or visits your profile. Your followers didn't consent to this. They followed your small business because they trust you, and that trust is being monetized by companies they've never heard of. 4. How to spot dangerous free tools, 6:30 to 7:30. So how do you spot these dangerous tools before you hand over your data? The first red flag is vague language about data usage in privacy policies. If a company can't clearly explain what they do with your information in plain English, assume the worst. Legitimate companies are proud of their privacy practices and make them easy to understand. The second red flag is asking for permissions that don't match the tool's purpose. An invoice generator doesn't need access to your contacts. A caption writer doesn't need to read your direct messages. The third and biggest red flag is the absence of any paid tier whatsoever. If there's no premium version, no paid plan, no way to give them money for enhanced features, then you are the product. Full stop. Legitimate freemium companies want you to eventually become a paying customer. Predatory companies want to extract as much data as possible before you realize what's happening. I've started keeping a personal list of vetted AI tools that I trust. Tools like this Small Business AI Toolkit at geordics.gumroad.com that actually has transparent policies and doesn't trade your customer data for profit. 5. Protecting your business going forward, 7:30 to 8:30. Moving forward, here's how you protect your business and your customers. First, conduct an audit of every AI tool currently connected to your business accounts. Look at what permissions you've granted and revoke anything that seems excessive. Second, actually read the privacy policies, or at least search them for keywords like third party, share, sell, and partners. If you find concerning language, it's time to find an alternative. Third, start treating free tools as temporary solutions rather than permanent fixtures in your workflow. Use them to understand what capabilities you need, then invest in paid tools with legitimate business models and clear privacy protections. Your customers trust you with their information. That trust is your most valuable